So just arrived at Moore River with the family for a little cheeky weekender. We've actually found this place via Hip Camp, so I'll drop details below. But it's also the first time towing the van with the big tyres and all the modifications as well. So interesting to see how the fuel economy goes. Now on the dash it's telling me 17.7. So obviously that's an increase from the last towing on stock tyres and with no modifications, but that's to be expected. It won't be 100% accurate because obviously the diameter of the tyres is actually bigger, but it gives me an indication how the fuel economy is going. Yeah, so we're just going to settle in now for a night and with the family, and yeah, it looks a beautiful spot. So how's that for a view to wake up to? So we're just at Moore River, a place called Mystic Acres. Bit of a ritual morning one breakfast for us, which is bacon and egg rolls, so always goes down a treat. What do you reckon, Max, for that breakfast?
Yummy.
Yeah, pretty good. You got your bike here?
Yeah.
It's actually a good little spot for kids to have a cruise around on their bikes.
I rode all the way down there.
Right to the end, didn't you?
Yeah.
So this morning we've just woken up to a place called Mystic Acres, which is in Moore River. So it's a hip camp stay that we found only recently, and yeah, it's a great little spot, nice and quiet. They have any guests quite spread out, which is good. And this is the sort of camping we do actually quite regularly. So you know, this is only about an hour's drive from where we live, which is really handy. So we can nip up on a Friday night and be set up for 2 nights on a weekend, which is awesome. So that means we can kind of maximize the time with the kids. And those of you that camp a lot, 2 nights makes a huge difference. And that night one, you then set up and you can relax in the morning, and then you've got another night. Whereas with a one-nighter, you're always kind of pushed for time and you're setting up and then packing down in the next morning. So yeah, 2 nights really works well for us. Yeah, so we use Hip Camp quite a lot. It's primarily, a lot of owners of farms and bigger properties, and they let you camp there. It's normally quite cheap as well. I'll have to double check the price that we paid for this one, but for individuals, it can be anything under sort of $20, which is pretty good. I would say 99% of times there's no amenities, so you need to be self-contained, but that obviously works for us because we have our own water and power and things like that. Yeah, you get to find beautiful spots like this. So we're right on the banks of the Moore River. The kids have got room to cruise around on their bikes. There's even the water here; they can have a bit of a paddle in, etc. And we even heard from the owner that there's actually some fish in this river as well. So that's really cool. So yeah, I'll show you around a little bit of the property, but yeah, definitely rate this sort of camping. So, who have we got here?
Oh, I'm getting up.
Baby.
Hello.
Do you want to hold it?
Yeah, do you want to sit down, Max? Yeah. That's pretty cool. So he's 1 week old, is he?
Yes, 1 week old.
Unfortunately abandoned by its mum, hey?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hold him nice and tight, and then if you put it in his mouth and lift it up, he will drink. Just have to keep it tipped up so he gets all the milk and not much air.
This site is called Buddha's Bend. I reckon it's probably the top site here, surrounded by trees, and you can even dip your foot in the water as well, which is nice. Kids can have a play around. So yeah, really pumped with this spot. Obviously found it very last minute, but that's the beauty of Hip Camp. You can have a look and see what's around your local area, and yeah, it's great for some really affordable camping. So that's sort of a tip from us. we use a few methods to find camp locations, obviously those that we visited in person, but also Wikicamps, which is a good app you can download, and it's got a whole lot of sites across Western Australia and reviews, and then HipCamp's another one. So yeah, feel free to download those and check it out. So just going for a bit of a walk. There's actually a reasonable dip here that is actually quite soft at the bottom. Gonna need all the power here, guys.
Why?
Because it's very soft at the bottom, very boggy. If I get momentum, we should be okay. Okay, there we go. As you can see here, had to give it a bit of a boot to get up that hill, but we got up it. It's actually a lot steeper than it looks. Guys, that's it from Mystic Acres in Moore River. We've had a great time, nice and relaxing, and if you are looking for that off-road, off-grid spot that's a little bit remote, this is certainly great. You know, there's a little bit of four-wheel drive to get in, so you know, I don't know how a standard caravan would do coming in. There is a bit of a dip, but I guess it's slightly seasonal as well, so the terrain does change quite a bit. As you'll see, there's a really soft hill that you sort of have to put a bit of your boot in to get up with the van on the back, but that's a bit of fun. But yeah, the kids had a good time. You know, obviously it would get quite hot here in summer, and as you can see, there's a few flies, but that's par for the course this time of year. So yeah, thought we'd just share this one, and obviously it is a hip camp location, which you know, is a you know, an app that we use quite often to see, you know, local sites that we haven't visited before. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, so this is the brown version of the new Ranger. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. Hit a few red roads on the way down here. Actually looks pretty cool.